Welcome to a 10-minute introduction to the DIFERA Accreditation Scheme. You may be watching this video because you would like to find out more about the scheme before committing your organisation to joining it, or because your organisation has already committed to joining the scheme and you need to find out more about the part played by employees of DIFERA organisations. We hope that this introduction answers your questions. If not, there is an email address at the end of the video that you can use to ask for more information. The DIFERA Accreditation Scheme is delivered into organisations by Liberate, the Channel Islands Equality and Diversity charity. Liberate was started in Guernsey in February 2014 and then in Jersey in August 2014. Liberate was formed from a need by the LGBT+ community to respond with one voice to the equal marriage consultation happening across the Channel Islands at that time. However, it became very clear very quickly that if you want equality for one group, it cannot be at the expense of other groups. You need equality for everyone. Liberate's mission expanded quickly to encompass support for all minority groups. Liberate's work includes delivering training and talks for a diverse range of organisations on a variety of topics, campaigning to reform policies and laws that currently exclude certain groups, working with politicians and government departments to ensure equal access to and equal quality of services such as healthcare, housing and education, and offering help and advice to residents and law enforcement agencies to tackle racism, homophobia, biphobia, transphobia and other hate crimes. Liberate is a company limited by guarantee and a charity registered with the Jersey Charity Commission. Since its formation, Liberate has created a peer-to-peer support group for transgender islanders, been part of the consultations on equal marriage and anti-discrimination legislation that has resulted in the passage of some world-class pieces of law, delivered the annual Channel Islands Pride Parade and the Channel Islands Equality and Diversity Awards, raised awareness of minority issues such as the gender pay gap and disability employment gap within the media and government, worked with and supported a variety of organisations from government departments to charities to commercial businesses to make their practices more inclusive, researched and written an important report into the state of HIV support within the Channel Islands, launched a kite mark denoting disability access to organisations called ACSE, and of course created the DIFERA Accreditation Scheme. The DIFERA Accreditation Scheme is now in several organisations across the Channel Islands and Isle of Man. If you are a Channel Islands business with branches elsewhere, the scheme is not jurisdiction dependent. It can be delivered into any office anywhere in the world. DIFERA stands for Diversity, Inclusion, Fairness, Equality, Respect and Acceptance. The idea for the DIFERA Accreditation Scheme was threefold: to provide organisations that are doing the right thing with a means to demonstrate that to the outside world, to provide Liberate with a source of income that would enable us to do the other charitable work that we do, and to formalise a number of different strands of Liberate's educational work into a package that could be delivered into organisations neatly. The ethos of the DIFERA Accreditation Scheme is that organisations are stronger if they contain diversity, especially at the leadership level, that diversity and inclusion are not nice-to-haves, but are as essential to a business as good health and safety practice, and that employees should be treated as adults around this subject, asking employees to challenge their own biases, asking them how they would like their workplace to look and behave, asking them how they are going to achieve that, and not shying away from sometimes difficult conversations about difference. Managing a diverse workforce is not always easy. Diverse people mean diverse opinions, a huge strength, but also having the potential for huge conflict if the culture of the workplace does not support respectful and open debate. The most successful organisations are ones in which DIFERA has full buy-in from the leaders of that organisation, who also model desirable behaviour in their personal approach to diversity and inclusion. It is also essential to DIFERA's success in an organisation that it does not just sit within the HR department, that it is seen as something that touches all aspects of what an organisation does, from advertising and marketing, to product design, to premises management, to training, to supplier selection, to recruitment. Every discipline should be encouraged to place inclusion at the heart of what it contributes to the business.
So, how does DIFERA work? The first piece of work Liberate undertakes is the production of a report into where your organisation is at the moment in relation to diversity, inclusion, fairness, equality, respect and acceptance. Liberate does this by auditing the policies and procedures of your organisation where they relate to diversity and inclusion, asking a member of the senior management team to assess how they think the organisation is doing, and by asking every employee to complete a survey. The survey is voluntary and completely anonymous. Liberate cannot trace individual employees from their answers and does not provide individual answers from which your identity may be deduced to your employer. Only a summarised report is provided to employers. Liberate has a strict data protection policy around the collection of your data, and this can be found on Liberate's website. A brief reminder of this policy is provided at the start of the survey. The survey is divided into 3 parts: your personal characteristics, your opinion of aspects of the organisation and your progress through the organisation, and your experience of and opinion on diversity issues. The aim of the survey is not to make a judgment about you as an individual, but to provide your organisation with a benchmark from which to start its DIFERA journey. Liberate encourages employees to be as open and honest as they feel comfortable in their answers to the survey, in order that the most accurate picture possible of the organisation's DIFERA credentials can be obtained. The last questions in the survey might strike you as odd or controversial. They are designed to measure the diversity of opinion within your organisation. Again, they are not about making a judgment about you. All questions within the survey have an other or prefer not to say option that allows you to skip a question you do not feel comfortable answering. The survey is available online, in paper form, and Liberate can sit with employees who need support to complete the survey. The survey is also offered in Polish, Portuguese and Romanian. The second piece of work Liberate undertakes is to assist your organisation to form a champions group. This group of people should be as diverse as possible and drawn from all departments, all levels and all cultures within the organisation. It is the champions group who are responsible for holding the leaders of the organisation to the DIFERA standards. The role of the champions group is different in different organisations. Some organisations that are DIFERA members use their champions to be their eyes and ears, spotting possible problems in managing diversity before they become bigger issues. Some use their champions as a confidential listening ear for employees experiencing problems. Some use their champions to be the group that drives inclusion initiatives within the workplace. Some use their champions to be a means for members of minority groups in the workplace to meet regularly and share thoughts. Liberate encourages organisations to give their champions group oversight and responsibility for creating and driving the strategy that stems from the audit report Liberate delivers. All champions groups have one thing in common. They will all have undertaken a day and a half's training with Liberate that will enable them to, in turn, deliver at least 1 hour's training to their colleagues on DIFERA, the third part of DIFERA. This training might be part of an induction day or a lunch and learn session. All the training material is provided to the champions group, and they are encouraged to add their own spin to the sessions they devise. If being a DIFERA champion appeals to you, make sure you volunteer with your organiser when the survey is circulated. Having completed the 3 parts of the DIFERA accreditation scheme, your organisation is awarded with the DIFERA badge that can be used on your marketing material, your recruitment material, at point of sale and in your reception area, etc. As well as the DIFERA accreditation, your organisation also receives the audit report that can be used to demonstrate to head office, award schemes or other auditors that you have undertaken this work, a strategy for implementing the report's suggestions, suggested improvements to make your policies and procedures more inclusive, the DIFERA training material, a champions group who can drive this work forward, and a partnership with Liberate for 3 years. Many organisations find the ongoing partnership with Liberate the most useful aspect of the scheme and utilise Liberate as a listening ear and source of advice for all sorts of queries regarding inclusion in the workplace. The cost of the DIFERA accreditation scheme is calculated based on headcount. There is a bigger cost in year 1 due to the work involved in the audit and training, and there is a nominal membership fee in years 2 and 3. Every organisation is different, and Liberate will always endeavour to accommodate your particular requests within the scheme, which may or may not affect the cost. There is also a small business version of the scheme for those with a headcount under 25 people. There are discounts available for registered charities. There is also a DIFERA junior model that is for schools, and that includes a carousel day of learning for the students as well as the standard DIFERA outcomes for the school as a whole. Liberate is happy to discuss your needs with you and provide a quotation for your organisation for free. There is an email address at the end of the video that you can use to request a meeting. More information about the scheme can be found on our website. We look forward to meeting you and starting your DIFERA journey.